Hey guys, it's Alex. So I have been wanting to do a tutorial for a while, and it's kind of gross outside today, and it's is in springtime, but it's really gross outside, and I want spring to be here. My spring break is next week, so I just really want it to be warm, and so I figured what better way to boost my spring attitude than to do a spring themed tutorial. I just wanted to show you guys a look that would go really nicely in spring and be very wearable with all the bright colors and stuff. But before I get into the tutorial, I want to show you a couple things that my mom picked up for me yesterday. Well, they're really for her and I, but I'll be using them most, guaranteed. And they are two OPI nail polishes, and she got them from Sally's Beauty Supply. They look like this. She also put our names down, to order, Shatter, the Black Shatter nail polish from the Katy Perry collection, and Teenage Dream from the Katy Perry collection. And then she also picked up, Last Friday Night from the Katy Perry collection, and it's just this, really extremely bright blue with all kinds of glitter in it. I like it a lot. I had it on today, and I'm going to tell you, straight off the bat, that it peeled off. It peeled off of all of my nails. I mean, some of them, after a couple of them started to peel, I just got them off because I wanted them to be, kind of half on, half off, and look really weird. So I did peel off. They didn't all just, fall off my nails, but, I would, nick them on something, and then I would, go to, rub it or something to smooth it down, and it would just, come right off. But I did not put on a top coat, so that was my fault. So you definitely need to put on a top coat with this. But it's a beautiful color, and the sparkles are amazing. It looks exactly like the bottle does, and it's just a really pretty color. And she also picked up Makes Men Blush by OPI, which is a very, 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 very extremely nude pale pink color. And I actually have it on my nails. And I'm putting this on later, but I had to, completely let this dry because I found that this stays on, because it stayed on this hand better rather than this hand. It stays on better with something underneath of it, and this will let it, I put this on under one nail last night just to see how it looked, and it made this blue stand out more, where it would rather be, without this, it would be more just regular sparkles, but this brought out the bluish purple tones, so I like it a lot. So I put this on all of my nails, and I really am not that great of a nail artist, so I just put this all over my nails to add as a base coat. I'm going to get on into the tutorial now. I just wanted to share with you those two nail polishes that I got and a little mini review because I like them so much. Now, I have on a completely bare face. I had on concealer earlier today, but I took it off, and then I just threw my hair back in a ponytail for the video. Now, you're going to want to conceal any spots, for me it's under my eyes and any blemishes that I have. And I have some of my MAC concealer, my MAC Studio Stick concealer left, the least bit ever, and so I'm just going to use that, because I need to use it up anyways, so I'm just going to use that, but use your favorite concealer, obviously, the one that you're most comfortable using, and cover up any blemishes or, problem spots. I just use my finger, and I just apply it by, tapping, and then rubbing it in. But I try not to wipe it because, if I went like that, that's a wiping motion. And I try not to do that because, it almost is like wiping it off your face. Okay, sorry for the lighting. I turned off my mirror light, hoping it would get that really weird streaky glow off of me. So, you just apply this to any problem spots, like I said, and make sure to blend well. I mean, you'll be putting powder over it, but make sure to blend well so that it is covered up nicely. And not just you just put it on. And I just use whatever excess is on my fingers and really run it over my nose because that tends to get red throughout the day, and I just like to cover it up a little bit. Next, you can use your favorite powder. I will be using the MAC Studio Fix powder in NW30, but you can use whatever. Cut that out. I will be using the MAC Studio Fix powder, and this is in NW30. And but you can use whatever powder you'd like. Another great alternative, especially for spring, if you aren't a heavy foundation wearer, and I'm really not. That's why I just use a powdered foundation. But this does have a thicker consistency, like on your face, it feels thicker. But another great alternative would be the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes, especially in the natural ones, because they're just very, very light. And I've like completely hit pan on this. Like, not completely, but it's like that. There's the metal, if you can tell. I'm really disappointed because I like this, but I can just rebuy it. But this, for me, is in medium. It just got all over the place. It just like sprinkled out. But it's in medium. But I'm going to be using my my MAC Studio Fix powder today. And I actually washed last night my MAC 129, so I'm not going to be using that, but I will be using my MAC 129 Special Edition. And I'm just going to get that on my brush and then apply it evenly all over my face. I make sure to get under my chin and down my neck a little, because this powder right now for me is a little too dark, but in the springtime when I will be wearing this, it'll be perfect. And I mean, it's fine now. It's not a major difference, but you can tell sometimes. So I just make sure to blend very evenly and blend very well so that it covers up everything without really like discoloring my skin or anything like that. Not discoloring it, but unevenly coloring it. Our next step would be to apply bronzer, and I just have Rimmel London's Natural Bronzer, and I have pan on this too. And this is in 027 Sundance. And I really like this bronzer, but it is very pigmented, which is a good thing, but you have to use really light hand and only use a trace amount of it. And what I do is I just kind of put it on my cheeks. I guess you would say under my cheekbone, which just kind of defines it. And then I blend it out like up and down almost, so it stays mainly on my cheek and doesn't go like near my lips or anything, because that would be weird. And then I just bring it back down to my jawline. So it just kind of darkens the contour of my cheek, as you can see there. So I really like the contour that I make, and any bronzer would do the job, but this is the bronzer that I have on hand and that I use. So the next step that you can take is applying a blush. Now this is kind of heavy face makeup because I used a heavier powder. I just like to have a warm and bright base, so I'm going to be using just a little bit of blush. And this is Jordana's blush and Coral Sandy Beach, which I haven't actually reached for too much over the winter, but I definitely like it as a spring and summer color. It's a bright pinky peach color. It's very pink on camera, but it is a little bit more peachy off of camera. And I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, tap off any excess. Then just apply it to the apples of my cheeks by like almost stippling, just by kind of poking it on your skin and not really blending it too much. So this area right here is the apple of your cheeks. I just kind of stipple it on and then bring it back up my cheekbone. Or my upper cheekbone, I guess. It's not really my cheekbone. Now the last little step that I would really only use for a special occasion, but I'm going to show you just how it looks like on my face now, so you can use it or use something like it. And that is just kind of an illuminator. And that is just kind of an illuminator. Mine is from MAC, and it is the Female Rich Metal Highlighter. So any kind of highlighter or illuminator for the skin. And I really use this kind of sparingly because I don't know where you can get it. I got it at CCO, and it was the last one that they had. And I just applied it to the Cupid's bow and down my nose. I just really like to accentuate my Cupid's bow for some reason. I just kind of pat it down my lips a little. And then I'll blend it out, kind of. I blend it up. I just think that once you put on a lip color, it looks more natural, but just bring it down my nose, and then I do a couple of dots across my forehead. On to eyes. So I'm going to be using two different primers, or bases, I guess you could say. My first one is Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is just the original formula and color. And then next is a Sephora eye crown, or eye pencil, and it's just in a baby pink color. It doesn't really do anything but neutralize your eyelids, which I kind of like, and Urban Decay Primer Potion does a pretty good job of that, but this just kind of needs them out more, and I'll show you. So I just do one dip on each side, and I just blend it in with my ring finger, or any finger really, or you could even use a brush, but I feel like if I use a brush, that product gets stuck in the brush, and I don't really have that much left, so I just go ahead and use my finger. And I just spread this all the way up to my brow bone. And then I will be using the crown just like you're going to color, but gentle, because you don't want to pull really. And I just kind of tug a little and then lift. And sometimes you have to warm it up a little bit on your finger by running it in a circle. It just warms up, and then you can kind of place the base on, because it kind of stays a little bit cold in my room, and you might not really think of it, but it does kind of solidify your makeup if it's like a cream base kind of thing, and this definitely is. So I just kind of rub it on my finger. That's what this coloration is, and then apply it. And then sometimes you can just go right on with the crown if you warmed it up enough, I guess. This sometimes happens to me with eyeliners, which is kind of unfortunate because then you kind of waste a lot of eyeliner, but I just do like a little quick, like this with my eyeliner. But maybe it's just abnormally cold in my room, I don't really know. So I just kind of spread that all the way up just to really mattify, I guess, my lid, and just all the way up to my brow bone. Now we're going to be using a couple different colors today. Basically, you can get these colors anywhere. I try to use colors that are, their dupes are available pretty much in a lot of different things, different brands and stuff. Mine are all MAC today, I believe, but I will show you the colors that I'll be using. First thing is I will be using my Bobbi Brown palette, and this is in pink, it just says. That's what it says in the middle. But, it looks like this. And there's different, like, muted pinkish brown tones and a really pearly white and some beautiful pinks. But, I kind of use this as an all-in-one eyeshadow. As you can kind of tell, it's kind of mixed in a little bit. But I just take my 217 and I just swirl it all together. But you guys will see that in a couple minutes. One color that we will be using is French Cuff, which is a luster by MAC. And it's just kind of a rosy pink color that does have some luster in it, because that's what it is, and it's almost a mauve-y toned pink color. It's really beautiful though. And then another color I'll be using is Amber Lights, which is a frost, and that is by MAC as well, and it's a bronzy gold color that I absolutely loved, and it is so creamy to the touch, to the eye, everything. I love it. And then we'll be using some All That Glitters from MAC, which you guys I'm sure have heard of, but here's the name. And it is kind of a creamy, brownish pink color, but I really love it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it too much. It has a hint of a bronzy toned, creamy, pearlish pink. I'm just kind of using adjectives now. But, yeah. And then for our highlight, we're going to be using Next to Nothing by MAC, which is in my Tempting Quad. And it's this color right here. And it's the perfect skin tone for me. So any skin tone or a little bit lighter than your skin tone color will work. But I really love this color. Okay, so we're going to start off by getting French Cuff by MAC, and I'm going to be using a flat shader brush. This is my 242 from MAC, and applying that all over the lid. It kind of comes up a little bit darker than you would expect at first, but that's okay because it's almost what we went to. That's almost what we wanted to do. And I'll explain later. I'm sorry if you hear a noise, it's just my neighbors pulling in their trash can from the road from our trash pickup. And then we're going to be taking the same brush, and you can wipe it off if you want to. I really don't care if the colors mix, so I don't really worry about it. And we're taking the Amber Lights color, which is that golden color. And we're just going to apply this in the inner corner just to kind of bronzen up the look, and it doesn't really brighten it up, but it gives it some dimension, and it gives your eye almost a big largening effect because it's kind of a darker to a lighter toned. And I like the colors, I like them mixed together, and I like the effects that it does. So I really just put this on my inner, I don't know, fourth or something. As you can tell, it kind of just opens up your eye. And next we're going to be taking the 217, and this is kind of my spring trick that I've been using, I guess for a couple weeks now, because it really hasn't been that far into spring, but I can use it whenever I want to. I just really like it for spring, and I just take all of these colors, my 217, and I just swirl them around, and I get kind of a really light frosty pink color, if you can tell. I just kind of swirl them around, and I tap off excess, and I use this as my crease color. And normally crease colors are used kind of a darker toned to give your eye really dimension, but I feel that if you use a lighter, it brings more attention to your lid. So I'll show you how it works, kind of. We're just going to pull this pearly white color into the crease and up to your highlight, because your highlight is still going to be lighter than this color, but it definitely will just kind of bring up. So I kind of feel like it gets darker, lighter, and then even more lighter, and it'll get lighter. So it's focused on the inner corners of your eye, and then it gets increasingly lighter as it goes up and out. Now to bring in all that glitters and our highlight, which is next to nothing. Now we're really going to be using the smallest amount of all that glitters because all of your other Bobbi Brown colors kind of made the same tone, if you can tell a little. But we're going to be taking any kind of fluffy shader brush. This is just my e.l.f. shader brush, and I'm going to dip the tip of it into all that glitters, and we're going to take that and place it right under the eye, just to kind of brighten that up a little bit, because I'm not really going to be using eyeliner, but just to kind of bring this shadow down so it's not so harsh, and I kind of play with the edges to kind of fan it out, and then I just bring it down. So again, we're just going to take next to nothing on our brush, and then place it under the eyebrow and on the brow bone. Now, the, I guess, trick or whatever tip you could call it, is we're going to take the same brush that we put on our crease color, which is actually kind of a light color, and we're just going to blend that into the highlight, instead of blending the highlight down. It'll kind of keep on with the lighter effect rather than bringing the light down too far. So just going to run that right along the line of where we put our highlight. It kind of looks like this, and it's just a bronzy, pinky, pearl toned look. And the next step would be to put on your favorite mascara and curl your lashes. I'm just going to be using Revlon Eyelash Curler and Maybelline 1x1 Volume Express Mascara. Okay, so I've put on my favorite mascara and curled my lashes, and here's what the eye look looks like. So I'm just really loving this look right now, and I really like the mascara, if you guys can tell. It's very lengthening, and I like it a lot. Now, the last step is going to be lips. Now, we don't have like a really bold eye look, so you could go crazy on your lips, and I kind of am a little bit. My new favorite thing is my, well, it's not new, but it's like something I've rediscovered, is my Mira lip palette, and this is in Adoring. It's a lip color kit, if you guys can see here. And it has 5 colors, and they're all very, 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 very pigmented. There's a regular clear color, a hot magenta color, a hot pink color, kind of a mauve rosy color, and then a bright, bright red. And it's kind of being a little bit unfair to the colors because these really don't look alike. This is more of a pink, and this is more magenta, but that's okay. And I'm going to be using a mix of the magenta and the pink, but don't get too scared because I am going to dye it down. Okay, I'm also going to be using my Estee Lauder lip gloss, and this is in Wired Copper. And I'm going to be using a lip brush. I just have my Essence of Beauty lip brush, and this is clearly dyed pink, and it was this white color from this palette. So I'm going to start by using the hot pink color, which is not the magenta. That's better. This is magenta, this is hot pink. I was trying to get a true color. And I'm just going to brush it on. No really special way. I just try to apply it evenly, so it's not like really pigmented in one area and not so much in the other. It's kind of shockingly pink at first, but... Now the only reason I use the darker magenta, and I just put this really on the tip of the brush, you can't really tell really, but I just put it on the very tip, and I just go down the center. So I don't know if you guys can even tell, but there definitely is like a clear line, but once I rub it together, it kind of just looks like a really bold lip. Now, I'll put this brush back. Now to dye it down a little, we're going to be using the Wired Copper, which is a really golden, coppery color actually. And I don't know how it does, because it's not really a very pigmented color, but it dyes down the lipstick so much. It just kind of mutes the color a little bit, so it's more wearable. The only thing that it does do is makes your lips shinier, so you have the bold and the shiny going together. So if you wanted to pat your lips off with like a towel, or not a towel, but like a paper towel or something, it probably wouldn't hurt. But here's the final look, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. I had a blast making this video, and I love wearing this eye look, especially when it actually is sunny and bright out and you feel like your makeup matches the weather, but today it kind of doesn't. I would show you, but it's so hard to turn my camera around. But here's the final look. And if you'd like me to give you a list of dupes that I have seen or have and can recommend to you to use, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, please leave me a request, because I always want to know what you guys want to see, because I am so thankful for the subscribers that I have, and for anyone that watches my videos. So, make sure to request videos and an email, a message here on YouTube, or a comment again down below. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!